Hi, this is Cindy Coots, and you can find me at Cindy Stamps or cindycoots.com. Today we're going to be making this real clean and simple card, and it just packs a punch. And it's the designer paper, which is International Bazaar, and a copy of the entire pack is on my blog, as well as this great stamp set, Lacy Lovely, that we're going to be using. With the card that I'm going to be demonstrating to you, we're going to change the colors and change the width of my banners here, because these are all 1 3/4 across, and I hand cut the banners in there and built this up on dimensionals. Used 3 punches, and like I said, real quick and easy. Here's the inside of it, and I'm kind of addicted to that International Bazaar paper. I love the rich and vivid colors in it. It's just amazing. I need to start playing with other things. So to get started, what we're going to do is grab an A2 tent card base, and tent just basically means it stands up like this and your crease is at the top. So this is 4 1/4 down by 5 1/2, and then I cut a piece of Whisper White cardstock down 3/16 of an inch from that, rather than the usual 1/8, because I like to be able to see the border of my card a lot more, like I've explained to you before. Now when I cut my banners this time around, I am staggered the sizes. This is 1 1/2, and this is 1 1/4, and this is 1 inch. So I'm sticking to 3 colors here, and they're all 5 1/2 inches long, because that way when I'm trying to cut the banner in, because I do hand cut it, it gives me a little bit of wiggle room. It's really easy to measure where the halfway point is. Like for instance, this would be at a 1/2 inch, and I'll go ahead and put a dot in there and cut up there. But the key is getting. So to get started, I'm going to have my ruler out here just in case. 9 times out of 10 I do eyeball it. So let's go ahead and get these banners cut and put up. And I do want this one to be the longest, and then they're just going to stagger on up like that. So since this is 1.5 inches, better get my ruler here. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it a little bit and see where my midpoint is, and put a dot. And it's going to be 3/4 of an inch, which is going to be right about, I'm going to move that down. It's easier just to move your ruler down as far as you can, because you can always cut the top off. So this is going to be 3/4 of an inch, and I'm just going to put like a little dot right there. And this is 1.25 inches. I'm going to grab my ruler again, and my dot is going to be like 1/8 of an inch before the 3/4 mark, so it's going to be right there. And this is this paper here, I wish I had a black pen to see. And this one's easy since it's 1 inch across. It's going to be right at the 1/2 inch mark. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it right there. And I'm going to grab my paper trimmer real quick, my teeny tiny one, and keep that off camera so you don't have to watch me cut. I'm moving my coffee cup out of the way here like I can really drink it when I'm doing this. So the next thing we're going to do is cut this. And what I do is grab just a big pair of scissors and cut straight up to where my dot is, and then I go in at the sides a little bit and then cut straight in. And then I'm going to try, and a lot of times you can just grab your pencil too and your ruler, and then where this tail is here, just put the edge of your ruler right there and run a line across it, and that way you know where to start cutting, which would be right here. and I am good with that. Except my dot shows a little bit. And I think that, you know, sometimes you get these erasers and they're kind of funky at the top and they'll leave a mark rather than erase. But I'm not going to worry about it too much because this half is going to be covered. So this one's done. Let's get moving to the next one, and I'm really hoping I can see where I put my dot. There it is. So again, I'm going to cut straight up to the center of it, over this way, grab the ruler again, line it up with my grid mat, and then just draw another line. And right here at the end of this is where I want to start and cut it up. And if you mess up, that's why I recommend leaving it at 5.5 inches, because that will give you a lot of, it'll just give you the room that you need to do damage control. And they're turning out pretty good. Okay, so for the last one, and I always kind of just wing the cut inside. And it generally works out really well for me. Flip that over, grab the ruler, and we're just going to do the same thing again. And get as close to the end of that tail as you can. And when it gets down like this, it's always a good idea to use paper snips instead. I'm not sure how I feel about that one, but it looks good enough. So the next thing that we're going to do is let's just go ahead and build up our banners. Now, with this card that you see here, I went ahead and completely glued them down. I think with this one, there goes my dog, I'm going to leave the tails up a little bit. I was thinking about ink distressing, but decided against it. So I'm just going to grab my adhesive, run a few lines up, and definitely a full one at the top. I'm going to leave a little bit over I really hate working on the side like that. Sorry, I have to work straight up and down. Oh, wait a second. I didn't cut it off like I wanted to. I really hate cutting paper with adhesive on it. Ugh. Okay, we're going to chop this down a little bit with my paper trimmer. I will put one more strip of adhesive across the top. Now remember, I didn't put it down here, so I'm just going to kind of leave this up a little bit. Now the next one, this is where you grab it and just kind of measure where it needs to be cut. Eyeball it. I'm going to flip it over, grab my pencil, and you can see exactly where I need to cut. So I'm going to do that real quick. And again, just grab some adhesive. And I'm going to have this tail kind of like right in the middle there. And just pull it up and mess with the edges a little bit. And for the last one, again, I will do the same thing. Cut that. Just Just lay down some snow, and I'm going to, like I said, go ahead and move this over. And I don't think it looks too bad, actually. I have this really large image that I want to put here, and that's going to go up towards the top. And so now that this is done, I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this to my card base. And the colors I'm using are going to be Island Indigo, or no, I'm sorry, Pacific Point, Tangerine Tango, and Pool Party. So make sure I get on there straight. There we go. This is Pacific Point, and if you don't have these new ink pads, you have to get them. And this might be a great one to stamp over the yellow. I mean, great color. And I'm going to take my 2.5 inch circle punch and then just punch it up. And it lines up perfectly too. Next one is going to be using Tangerine Tango with this image here. And these are all going to be punched out. I think I'm working off screen there. Yep, barely. Then I'm going to take a 1 3/8 inch circle punch, and if you get this over here, it's okay. It's going to get punched out, and if not, just stamp it again. Good alignment too. And for my last image, I'm just going to grab this little flower image and ink it up with some Pool Party. And then grab a 1 inch circle punch and punch that out. And there we go. Very simple. Now I'm going to go ahead and just build everything up on dimensionals. I've gone ahead and put dimensionals on the back of all of my images, and placement's going to be critical here. With this circle, it's going to fit right in between these dots. And then when I take the adhesive off of the back of this little circle, it's going to pretty much cover up everything but the parameter of the Tangerine Tango. So now I'm going to go ahead and well, before I do that, let's just go ahead and get the sentiment down. It's easier to stamp the sentiment before you put everything on your card. So I'm just going to get this hello, and I am going to use Pacific Point for that. I don't have a Stamp-A-Majig, so if it goes on crooked, it goes on crooked. I'm one of those people who have to have a Stamp-A-Majig. So I'm just going to lightly tap this. Oh, I'm so proud of myself, it worked. Then I'm going to take the adhesive off of the back of our largest image here. And I'm just going to set that smack dab in the middle. And it's going to be just perfect with the parameters of that paper there. Now I'm going to kind of change it up a little bit. I'm going to put a little masculine spin on it. I have a wooden button, and I've already put some Island Indigo twine through it. So what I'm going to do is just tie it into a bow. And I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the sticky strip off of this button. going to put that right smack dab in the middle of that flower. That was not right smack dab. Okay, good save. Let's see if I can mess with this a little bit more. Yeah, I can. Alright, and I'm just going to snip the ends of this. And there we have our card after I pull my bow back. So real simple, quick, easy, fun to make. Tons of possibilities for colors. You can use this sketch with any stamp set, any paper, anything that we have. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and got something out of it. And I appreciate you for watching. God bless you all. See you the next time around. Have a great day. Bye.